Hello, hello, hello. This is Jackie here. We are streaming both on Facebook and YouTube. And I am super excited to have my friend Joanne here. And Joanne, before we get started, if you want to go to my Facebook page and then just share this video onto your page, that would be awesome.
I'm on your page. It's not showing up. I don't know.
It might be a little bit of a lag time, but we'll give it a second.
I don't know. Jackie Tanner Tarleton.
Jackie Tanner Tarleton.
Tanner Tarleton. And your little pink yoga outfit.
Exactly. And notice that I'm in my pink again today. Apparently pink is my color.
Yeah, well, I like it.
Yeah. Perfect. Well, let's see here, Joanne. We will get started. Uno momento, guys. Today's actually my mother-in-law's birthday. Joanne, you can sing. I see it on my page, Joanne, if you can share it on your page.
Oh, okay. Well, look at that. Well, yeah, look at that.
Look at that. Look at us.
Look at us doing stuff and stuff.
Always, always. There we go. All right. So you shared it on your page?
I think so.
Okay, we hope so, right? Yay! All right, we are going to officially start. Hey, everybody, it's Jackie here. Make sure when you're joining, say hi. We can show your comments and everything. So Jackie here, I'm super excited. I've got one of my girlfriends with me, Joanne Jones. Joanne and I walk every week together. We've been doing this how long now, Joanne?
It's been like a year. I feel like so accomplished that I keep a commitment every Wednesday morning. Walking.
I know, it's amazing. And we have so much fun. We walk on the beach. It's absolutely gorgeous. And we have been talking about this endeavor that she has finally done for the past year. So
yeah,
yes, I'm so excited. So you guys, how long have you been working on this project, Joanne?
It's been about a year. It kind of started in the pandemic. It was, we're talking about my book, Buying Miami, by the way.
You beat me to the punch.
It occurred to me, like, I should run and get it. I don't have it. Hold on, just wait.
Yes, perfect. So you guys, this all started, it's actually really cool. She's been talking about writing this book. She had like a buyer's guide. This is the first time I've seen it.
Yes, it is the actual book. It is, I birthed it. I birthed this book. You know how they talk about, like, in manifesting, like, you have to create it in your mind.
Yes.
And then you bring it forth. And I'm like, oh my God, I did it. I created it in my mind. And then I brought it forth into the world. It's amazing.
And you guys, she's not lying when she says this, because literally we've been walking for the past year, maybe a little bit longer than a year. We walk once a week in the morning on the beach. It's absolutely gorgeous. And she's been talking about this buyer's guide. She's in real estate. She's a realtor extraordinaire. And she's been talking about writing this book, and it came to fruition. It's absolutely amazing. So without further ado, Joanne, please introduce yourself. Let everyone know who you are. And you guys, as you're joining, make sure you say hi. Let us know where you're tuning in from. And Joanne,
yes,
tell us about you. Like, how long have you been doing real estate? How did this all come about?
Well, I've been doing real estate since 2005. And I've been born and raised in Miami, second generation Miami girl. My parents were both born and raised here as well. And I just I work a lot with buyers, and I realize that a lot of times they just don't understand, like, the whole process of from finding the house to putting in an offer and actually closing on the house, like contract to closing. They don't understand the whole process, or even where to start, like the pre-process. So it occurred to me, I'm like, oh, I should write a little bit more about this for my website, or write like a little essay on the process of buying, so I could share it with my buyers. And then it just kind of grew, because then it occurred to me, I'm like, oh, I should get my real estate attorney to write a little bit about the legal aspect of it. And I should get my girl that does my homeowner's insurance, she should write about homeowner's insurance. And my mortgage guy should write about the mortgage part. And so what happened was I started enlisting my crew of professionals that I work with on a daily basis, that I refer out to my clients, to get them to write about their perspectives, because mine is just one perspective from the realtor's point of view. But when you get into this process of buying a property, you might start off with your realtor or your mortgage broker, but then there's an inspector, there's a real estate attorney, there's a title company, and just understanding how everything works. What are the expectations of you as a buyer? How much does it cost? Like, what do you have to pay for? And so it just kind of turned into this book, but then the book lived in my computer for a while, because I mean, I don't know all about how do I publish a book. I don't know how to publish a book. Do you know how to publish a book? I mean, it's not like I didn't know. So I'm like, oh, the book, but I kind of finished writing it, but I didn't know what to do with it. So it sat there for a few months. And then I met I met a woman who became my friend, Patricia Baston. And she's like, oh, I wrote a book. And I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, I'm publishing it on Amazon. And I'm like, what, please tell me more. And she led me to another woman who was like a consultant and helped writers like me self-publish their book. But then what happened, because I'm a very Miami girl, what happened was, in the process of working with Shannon from Pop Publishing, who kind of helped me, kind of launch my book and put it on Amazon. I just started learning a lot about self-publishing. And I realized also that I'm kind of a bit of a writer. Like, who knew?
You're a really good writer.
I could write things. And so I actually have started to kind of figure out how to do the self-publishing thing. So it was paramount for me to find a woman that could kind of walk me through the process. But now that I've been through the process and I understand it, I'm learning more about how to self-publish books. So, but now Buying Miami is out. It's on Amazon. You can order it. And that's where I'm at with it. But mostly it's just a guide to show people, like, you want to buy a place. Where do you begin? And how do you do it in this market? Like, we hear so much on the news, like, how do you navigate? And then you're like, oh, they just jacked up my rent, and what I'm paying in rent, I could buy a place, but then, the interest rates are so high, and just where do you even begin with all of it? So this book is a great book, and it's an easy read. It's not too long for you to kind of start to understand what the process is. Or if you're someone who is thinking about moving to Miami and you've bought and sold places before, the nuances from state to state and county to county, like, are a little bit different. So this book reviews that as well.
This is actually perfect timing that you're doing this too, because that you've launched your book, Joanne, because so many people, like, since the pandemic, there's a lot of like New Yorkers and people from up north who are coming down to Miami because we don't have property taxes in Florida. Like, there's numerous reasons people are moving to Florida, and Miami is just like the place to be. So of course, why not? Why wouldn't they come to Miami? Yeah. But things are so different everywhere, like all the laws and just everything about purchasing a home. So it's really cool that you wrote this book. And now, is your book, is it only for people who are like, they're brand new to home buying, or like who do you recommend should get your book? Read your book, not get it, read it.
Obviously, first-time buyers for sure. People who are renting and kind of like want to jump in the market, but they're not sure where to begin. And it's also great for seasoned property purchasers who have bought and sold properties in other states, but are moving to Florida and moving to Miami. I'll give you just like one quick little thing, a little quip to tell you. Like, for example, in the Northeast, especially like in New York, the attorneys write the real estate contracts. The attorneys write the offers, they write the contracts. And here in Miami or in Florida, the realtors write it. So that's one reason why you need a realtor to write up your offer. And that's just one little nuance that we have. And the book goes into other things, like at the closing, who pays for what, like what's a seller's expense and what's a buyer's expense. And as you look at other states and other cities and other counties, those expenses changes. In some case, it might be a seller's expense, but in our case, it's a buyer's expense, and vice versa. So the book explains all that.
You know, one of the things that I really do love about your book too, is you have a whole glossary of definitions, because it's so confusing. And you guys, I got my real estate license, my realtor license in Georgia, right before I got married, or before Charles and I got engaged. I actually got my real estate license in Georgia. But everything, like all the legalese and all the words, like it's so confusing. And I love that you have a huge glossary of terms so people understand, and all the different like laws are different from state to state. Do they change like county to county even?
They do. They do. That's why mine is specifically about Miami. And the glossary of terms is, I thought to include it. In fact, like a good, like 1/3 of the book is glossary, but it's because, you know, I've been doing this for a long time. The people that I work with, we've been doing it for a long time. So we throw around terms and acronyms, you know, and like we know what they mean. But if you know, if you're a buyer and you don't know what they mean, you'll be like, wait, what's escrow? What's a DU? What's this? Why do I need that? So it gives you, you know, a glossary so you could look them up and understand what the language is, because there's a whole language around buying and selling real estate.
So a lot of people, because like YouTube, I've got people from all over, and also on Facebook. You and I also have friends like all over. They're not just in Miami, but a lot of people since the pandemic are choosing to leave their state and come to Florida. And Miami's just like a hot market. Everyone's wanting to come here, like from California, from New York. We get a lot of people from New York and the Northeast. Yeah. What are like maybe your top 3 tips for some people who might be watching that are from out of state, or for anyone who is interested in either purchasing a home or maybe looking at purchasing some rental properties? Like, what are your maybe top 3 tips? And I'm assuming one of those tips is going to be to get your book.
Well, yeah, of course, buy the book. No, but I would say probably one of the top tips that I would get if you're planning on buying it with a mortgage is, and I mean, I'm emphatic about this, get a DU. And you're like, whoa, what's a DU? A DU is called a desktop underwriter report. And people, I don't understand why people don't talk about this. I guess because we're in such a competitive market that you didn't really need a DU before. But I'll tell you something that happened to me. I bought a property last year, and a DU is your buyer's approval. So you can get a pre-approval, but the DU is the actual approval. And the reason why this is important is because if you're going to buy with a mortgage, your mortgage broker is going to ask you for a bunch of information, like your bank statements and your tax returns and your pay stubs and all that. Or if you're an independent contractor, your business account statements, they're going to ask you for all of that, your credit score, and they're going to give you a pre-approval. But then you're like, okay, I got my pre-approval. You're all happy. You go, you find a house. And then once you have a contract, they're going to run you through the desktop underwriter system, and which is the FHA system, because, you know, you want to get the lowest interest rate, right? So, which means that the lowest interest rate is going to be an FHA loan. So you want to pay that 5%, that 8%, that 10%, that 15%, whatever. If you're buying a condo, it's going to be a little bit higher what you're going to have to put down. But let's say you're buying a simple single family home. You want to get that low percentage. So you want to get that FHA loan. So they're going to run you through desktop underwriter, and they're going to be like, oh yeah, this is what happened to me. They're like, oh yeah, here's your pre-approval. You're pre-approved. But then when I went to get my actual approval, they're like, well, you're approved, but with conditions. And you're like, wait, what do you mean? What are the conditions? Oh, well, we found a medical bill from 10 years ago that you owe $500 to whatever for an ultrasound or some BS that you don't even know. You're going to find little things that you're going to have to do to clean up your credit, to get your credit score up. Or like, if you want this rate, you got to bring your credit score up 10 points, and then you got to pay this off. And you're going to find little hoops that you have to jump through in order to get the rate and the down payment that you want. And that only comes out on your DU report. So they'll say you're approved with conditions. And the conditions might be that you have to clean up some stuff on your credit, or you got to do something. You got to clean something up somewhere. And if you don't, and then you're like, if you wait till you already have a property under contract and you have 30 or 45 days to get your loan approved, you're scrambling and you have to come up with extra money that you didn't realize. Like I had to pull up $1,800 out of the thin air to pay off something that I needed to get paid off in order so I could do a rapid refi. So, I mean, a rapid credit score redo so I can get my credit score up so I can get the rate that I want. So, you know, and it was a big hullabaloo. Whereas the seller told me, Joanne, I'm not going to accept your offer without a DU. And so I learned firsthand. I'm like, well, I have a pre-approval. She's like, I want to see the DU. And so I got my DU. It took me 2 weeks to get the DU and clean up the conditions. And then I had a real, like, it's not a pre-approval, it's an approval. I had a buyer's loan approval where they're like, okay, you are already approved. Now you just have to bring us a property, bring us a contract. And I think that the most important thing is for buyers to get their ducks in a row. And most buyers don't even know to ask for the DU report. And the DU report is there's a lot of information on there. So you're going to want to like black out some of that information. But if you could roll up and put in an offer and also show that you're not pre-approved, you're approved. That's probably one of the strongest things that you can come up with when you're in a competitive market where you're competing against cash offers.
Wow, you just said a lot. That's
yeah. Sorry, I was long-winded. I get very excited and I've had some coffee.
No, I think it's amazing. And wait a minute. I will digress. We'll talk.
I did my caffeine pills. I didn't drink coffee.
Okay. You guys, we walk every week. So I know like she doesn't drink. She's like weaning herself from coffee. She's drinking like dandelion and matcha tea or something.
I do.
Which is amazing. That's another time.
That's a whole other story.
Yes, that is. Okay. You just shared so much information. What is it called? What is it called?
It's DU and it stands for desktop underwriter. And it's the difference between a pre-approval and an actual loan, like buyer loan approval.
So that could speed up the whole entire process.
Yeah. And it shows to your sellers that buyers aren't rolling up with they'll roll up with a pre-approval, but my little dog Bella can write you a pre-approval. I mean, like anybody, it doesn't mean anything. Anybody can get a pre-approval. A DU really is taking it a step further. So if you find a house or a property that you really like and you don't want to lose it and you're financing and you know that you're going to compete against cash offers, send in a DU.
And that's the other thing. No, and you bring up a really good topic, Joanne, because this is a really, really hot market. I don't know if it's changed a little bit since the interest rates just went up, but it's a highly, highly competitive market. So like you need to get your ducks in a row if you're serious about purchasing a home. And ladies, because I've got a lot of like my target market is women. I love working with women. It's really important as women. So many women decide that they want to, they'll get married. Their husband will do all this. Their spouse will take care of all this. No, we cannot rely on someone else. We need to know our finances. We as women I encourage, before Charles and I got married, I had purchased 2 other homes. I had a home in Tampa, and then I bought a place in Atlanta when I was relocated to Atlanta. And then I came down here and sold my properties, and my husband and I own our condo here. But it's really, really important, ladies, that you pay attention to your financial situation, and buying real estate is a really, really good investment. Really good investment. But Joanne, sorry, I cut you off. What were you going to say?
There's so much I could say. There's a buffet of things that I could say. But I mean, I think to your point, I think women more and more are realizing the importance of, having their own finances in order. And mostly it's because, we want to retain our power. We want to retain our personal power, whether we're in a relationship or not. So having your finances in order and having financial equality within your relationship will kind of help you retain your personal power. And also it's subtle, but it's like when you have your finances in order and the relationship takes a turn, you have more options and you don't have to stay in a relationship because you're so financially combined with the person. And that really kind of helps you keep your balance within yourself. So yeah, I would say definitely get your finances in order. And if you don't know how to do that, like I remember I was very ashamed for a long time. I was in my early 40s and I mismanaged my money horribly. I owed my family money and it was a horrible situation. And when I really look back and reflected on how I got myself into that situation, it was because I was so ashamed that I was in my early 40s and I didn't know how to manage my money, that the money just kind of fell through my hands. And it was because of pride. Really, when I look back, it was because of pride that I was afraid to say, hey, I don't know how to handle this. Hey, I'm really in this bad situation and I don't know how to get out. I felt like I should know because I'm at this certain age. I should know because I'm at this certain point in my life. And I felt shame because clearly I didn't know. And so when I was able to really recognize that, hey, wow, it's pride and shame that's keeping me from getting help around my financial situation. I had to eat that and I had to come clean because I dug myself in such a hole that I really had to like put my big girl panties on and get myself together. And I had to get help around learning how to manage my money properly and also around forgiving myself. And really, once I recognized that I had that guilt and shame around the mismanagement, like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing here. And once I kind of could admit that to myself, then that was kind of the turning point to saying, okay, well, suck it up, buttercup, figure it out, find a financial program, talk to somebody who has their shit together, like get it together. And then from there, I was able to pay the money back, buy my own condo. But I think a lot of it is just coming to terms within yourself of where you're at financially, but we digress.
Yeah, no, 1000%. I totally agree. So Joanne, how do people find your book?
Well, I'm on Amazon. So Amazon.
Love it. Show everyone what it looks like.
It's on Amazon. And actually, I have it really, the actual book is $14.99, but I have the ebook available right now for just $2.99. And the reason why I have it, it was suggested that I put it for $7.99, the ebook, but I'm a self-publisher. I'm doing this myself. And really, I'm learning that the way to get rank in Amazon and the way to really get book sales is through reviews. So I have it as an ebook, super cheap right now, $3. You could download it. And I have it that inexpensive, so people will download it and read it and hopefully give me a 5-star review. So that's the deal. Or if you comment book, I can give it to you for free. And so you can go ahead and get it. And then I can send you the link to like download it for $3 if you would be so kind.
And the reason you are doing this incredible offer is because Amazon, it like thrives off reviews and real reviews. And if you are in the process of looking for a home specifically in the Miami-Dade area, this is a must-have book. Buying Miami by Realtor Extraordinaire Joanne Jones. So look for her book, Buying Miami by Joanne Jones. Download that book. Or you can comment the word book and you can get your own free copy. Joanne will help you out. But in order to get that free copy, you need to write that review. It is a must-have. And, I'm a girl's girl. I'm all about like empowering women, helping women. And one of the best things that we can do as women is to be financially responsible and be financially secure. And learning about buying your own home, investing in real estate, getting your own place, it's really, it's crucial. It's so important. And Joanne, you did an amazing job with this book. I was able to get a copy. I haven't finished reading it yet, but it's really good. It's super, super informative. So even if you're watching this at a later time, if you don't live in the Miami-Dade area, but you're considering getting a vacation property here, you're considering opening a business down here, if you're interested in like looking in real estate in the Miami-Dade area, highly suggest you look for Joanne's book, Buying Miami with Joanne Jones. Download the book, write the review, because Amazon is all about the reviews, right?
Yeah, it is. I also, my website is buyingmiami.net. So you can find me there. I'm very accessible, and for God's sakes, if you need a realtor, by all means, that's my bread and butter. I mean, I'm not looking to make a lot of money. off of the book. It's more just to educate people on how to get into this market. And if you want me to hold your hand and walk you through it, it would be my great pleasure as well.
Joanne, that just reminded me, because the reason, like, I remember when this whole book process was coming to fruition, because Joanne and I walk every week. We're out on the boardwalk on Miami Beach walking, and she was talking about this book, and she literally made it happen so quickly. But the reason you wrote the book is because you get the same questions over and over and over again from your clients, and you put it all into your book, Buying Miami, and it's amazing. And your website is incredible. You've got a ton of information on there. You've been doing real estate how many years?
Well, I just say 2005. The blonde hair is real. I would have to sit here and think, but like more than 15 years. I think. I don't know. Yeah, something like that. A long time, since 2005.
So yeah, you know what you're talking about. And if you're looking to purchase a home in Miami-Dade County, reach out to Joanne, connect with Joanne. Joanne, where can people find you on social media?
Oh, it's well, the easiest way is just to go to my website. It has my phone number, my email, all of that. But my social media is Joanne Jones Miami on Insta and on Facebook as well, and everywhere. It's Joanne Jones Miami everywhere.
Perfect. Joanne, you're so funny. Actually, she's a really good singer too. Maybe you need to sing some. Actually, I know what you can do. It's my mother-in-law's birthday today.
Oh my God, you're not going to do it.
Yes, I am. Will you sing my mother-in-law happy birthday? Her name is Shirley.
Like the whole thing?
Happy birthday, yes.
The birthday medley?
Oh, sure, why not?
Okay, all right. So there's a birthday medley that if you know me and I'm friends with you, perhaps maybe I would call you. And it goes like this. Today is your birthday. Ba-na-na-na-na-na. It's my birthday too. Da-na-na-na-na-na. They say it's your birthday. Ba-na-na-na-na-na. It's my birthday too now. Da-na-na-na-na-na. We're gonna have a good time. Ba-na-na-na-na-na. Cause today is your birthday. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. Go Shirley. Go Shirley. Go Shirley. Go Shirley. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Shirley. Happy birthday to you. Woo! That's live. That's not like a voicemail or something that I leave for my friends. I mean, I really love you a lot, and I hope that Shirley has a fantastic birthday.
Oh my gosh, that was amazing. You guys, I was dancing in the background. You couldn't see me, but I was dancing. I love your voice. And Joanne, before we leave, so people know how to find you on Facebook and on Instagram at Joanne Jones Miami, or just at Joanne Jones, the website. Her website's there. Everything is linked there. But you are an amazing singer. Amazing singer. And that's one of the things that you do as a hobby. Do you have any gigs lined up where we can come watch you?
I'm working on it. It's kind of slow in the summer, but that website is joannejones.net. And I have I have about 10 songs recorded. I've been singing professionally my whole life. I went to school for jazz voice. So yeah, I actually just, this past year I recorded 3 songs. So those songs are up on joannejones.net as well. That's my music gig site.
I love it. Joanne, thank you so much for being here today. I really appreciate it. And you guys, I really do recommend that you get Joanne's book. I have the digital copy. I am going to be getting the hard copy. If you're looking at buying real estate in the Miami area, this is really, really powerful. Ladies, if you are looking for a really good investment, then real estate is always a good investment. Get this book. It's a no-brainer. It's a very easy read. She writes very well. You are going to be writing another book. It's not going to be in the real estate arena. You guys, she's an amazing writer. So I can't wait for this new book to be published as well. Hopefully, get this little teaser.
Well, before the teaser, just so you know, I'm recording the Audible version of this book as well. So if you are an Audible fan and you want to like hear it instead, I am recording the Audible. I think I'll have it out like by next in August. I should have the Audible version of it. But the other book is called Despair to Repair: My Journey as a Patient of EMDR Therapy. And if you don't know about EMDR therapy, it is an amazing therapy that I did, and it changed my life. It really helped me through. I was not always an amazing singer and writer, and like everything that you see here today has been like years in the making. And I touched on it a little bit. I kind of went through a rough time financially, and I went through a divorce, and I went through a bad business partnership, and it really knocked the wind out of me for a few years. I was a hot mess. So I pulled myself together, and that book is basically like how I did it. That's what that book is about.
I cannot wait for that book to be
Oh,
published.
that one's juicy. That one is juicy.
That one is juicy. This one, though, is also crazy, amazing, and juicy and fabulous. Yeah. So you guys download Joanne's book. It's so good to see everyone. I can't wait for your new book to come out, Joanne. And Joanne, thank you so much for being here. Really glad. And congratulations on publishing your first book. You are amazing.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, good having you. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.